Whether you're watching, listening or reading this, welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we're on a mission to raise £1 million for children's charities by run vlogging in consecutive days the distance of one lap around the planet. It's a truly staggering 40,075 kilometres, which will take somewhere in the region of 15 years to accomplish. So massive challenge, massive fundraising target. For those regulars, when I vlog, I always cover things that I'm passionate about, which are all things entrepreneurship and running. And it is a fresh morning this today. It's about 2 degrees, not too breezy, and it's not raining, so can't complain too much. And today's topic is, well, it's Tuesday Tactics today, where we talk about all things business systems and outsourcing. And today's topic is Voice Record Pro app. So as always, if you like this episode, please give it a like, a comment and a subscribe, and let's get started. So, Voice Record Pro. It is one of my most used apps at this moment in time, and I'll tell you why that is in just a second. But first and foremost, it is a recording app. Okay, it's only available on iOS. Sorry, it might be available on Android as well, but I use it on iOS and Apple Watch. And pretty simply, it is a voice recording app. So it will take your voice and record it in some form of audio file. Okay, now why is it such an important app for me? Well, if you're somebody who, this is my content creation hack, okay, which is absolutely game changing if you need to create content on a regular basis. Okay, so really simple. All I do is every day I get somewhere in the region of 30 minutes worth of listening time to audible books or podcasts that are specific to my niche or industry. Okay, so I'm always reading something on a weekly basis associated with my areas of interest. Okay, so I cover stuff on productivity, I cover stuff on business, systems, scaling, growth, those sort of things. I cover things on mindset, I cover stuff on marketing, I cover stuff on running. So every week I've got 5 or 6 either audible books or podcasts that I'm listening to on a regular basis to absorb information about my area of expertise. Now every time I get a little nugget, and I normally get 1 or 2 a day at least, I will need to capture it somewhere. Now the issue is that when I do my run vlog, I'm always running. So it's not like I can basically go and write something down or punch something into a smart device to remember it. So I need to capture things the only way I can, which is via voice. So I've tried various voice recording apps, but this one is so good, and I'll explain why in just a second. So what I'm doing then is when I'm listening to something that's really cool or a really good nugget, and I thought that would make a really good episode of my vlog, then I voice note whilst I'm running. So I just press a simple button on my Apple Watch. It's even got a complication, so I can put it on the home screen of my watch and just press the button and it automatically starts recording. Okay, so what I can then do without having to faff around pressing multiple buttons, I can just speak what I'm saying and then press the screen again and it saves it. Okay, now that's saved a voice note. Now the real benefit of this app is, what do I then do with those voice notes? One of the biggest issues you normally face with voice notes is that you have to go through them at some point and put them into your task management, project management software in some capacity to ensure that they don't go missing or they're actioned if it's an action that you're noting down. So the reason Voice Record Pro is so good is that it has an iOS app as well, but the iOS app has an integration you can set up with Google Drive, okay, or Google Workspace and shared drives in particular. which is what I use, and for my cloud storage. So I have a folder on my Google Drive, and it's called Voice Record Pro, funnily enough, because the name of the app. And it's a really cool little setup where once a week I just go onto the app, I click export to Google Drive, and it will identify all of the ones that haven't already been exported, which is, you don't realise how time saving that is. I mean, I used another app which is probably more intuitive and nicer to look at, which was called Just Press Record. Does the same thing, but to export to Google Drive, you have to do them individually, and that just takes, you bear in mind, bear in mind I might be recording 2 or 3, voice notes a day. If I'm recording that's kind of 21 individual exports I need to run, and it might only take half an hour, but that's half an hour that's wasted time, in my opinion. It's low-level administration that could easily be tackled by automation. So Voice Record Pro does exactly the same, except the export option lists all of your recordings, and it will grey out the ones you've already exported and leave the ones that you haven't exported. Use a little button that selects all of the non-exported ones. Super easy, so it checks them all. One button and bang, it's exported into your Google Drive. Now, in that Google Drive folder, I have a separate folder which is added to Asana. Okay, now that's where my content plan is, which is where my content manager pulls all my information and puts it into my actual filming schedule. Okay, so what I have then is I have a task for my administration team to go through my voice notes once a week and add them all to my content plan. Okay, now if you're talking about voice notes, again, obviously you need to have them in text. So Just Press Record was super cool because it automatically transcribed them. You don't get that transcription with Voice Record Pro, which is a slight negative. But because I do so many transcriptions for my blog, is I have an Otter AI subscription. Okay, I'll talk about Otter AI on a separate episode. If only Otter AI did a Apple Watch app, I would use that instead of Voice Record Pro, but they don't. So it's the best transcription software that I know that's out there currently, and it's all automated, which is amazing. So what the administrator will do is will run my voice notes through Otter AI before populating it into my content plan in Asana. You think it takes long, but you can drag all of the files and import them into Otter AI in one go, and then it will automatically transcribe them within seconds. So it takes hardly any time at all, and the accuracy is normally extremely good. So then you just cut and paste the text and populate the content plan in Asana. I then have my content manager, which will pick and choose what goes on to what day of the week, take that content plan, populate into my filming schedule, which I refer to each morning for about 2 seconds before I come out and do my vlog episode. So, and Voice Record Pro is a key part of that process. So I'll do more content on this process, because you think, when I have to do a vlog episode every day, that's a lot of content I need to create. And people think, well, how do you think about all the content? Well, it's simple. I listen and I educate myself on areas of my interest every single day, half an hour a day. The reason it's half an hour is because I listen to 15 minutes during my run vlog of education, but I listen to it in double speed. So it covers half an hour's worth of content in just 15 minutes. And then the other 15-20 minutes of my run vlog is the actual vlog itself. But what that enables me to do is those voice notes is I'm not plagiarising or copying what people are saying. I'm referencing them wherever relevant. However, it's like a dissertation at university. What happens in a dissertation? You take one argument from some reference site, and you take an opposing argument from a reference site, and you put your opinion on it. And that's all I'm doing, is I'm taking information from key opinion leaders within my field, and I'm putting my take or my experience to it, which is completely unique to me, which means my content is unique but backed up by solid foundations, which is why I have no problem creating content every single day. So I hope that's useful. As always, if you've got any questions for this, just drop me a comment, I'll respond to everyone. If I was going to summarise this episode, Voice Record Pro is a voice note recording app. You export files in audio format to a multitude of places, cloud storage devices, etc., which opens a whole host of ways in which you can utilise those audio notes in your daily life. So it's super easy, it's available on iOS, I think it's on Android as well, but it's most importantly for me, it's available on Apple Watch. It's a complication as well, so I can put the actual app on my home screen of my Apple Watch, which makes it super useful for making notes when I'm out running or when I'm out and about for any, for any activity that I'm doing. So hope that's useful. As always, if you've got any questions, just drop me a comment. I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger question, I will do a separate vlog episode and I'll tag you in. The Runpreneur vlog was set up to be on a mission to raise £1 million for children's charities by run vlogging in consecutive days the distance of one lap around the planet. I'm intending to do a minimum of 5 kilometres a day. Usually I make about 50 kilometres a week, sometimes a bit more, but that's the run rate. It's going to take 15 years, which is plenty of time to get enough traction behind this challenge to try and raise that key figure of £1 million for children's charities. And the content I talk about is all versed around entrepreneurship and running, but more specifically about helping people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise, or in my case running, as a release valve, release mechanism to clear those daily, weekly pressures in the form of stress, clear your head, process what's going on in your life, gain clarity, and then refocus and move on. If you don't have that process in place, those stresses act like pressure that builds up in a pipe, and if you don't release the pressure, it evolves to overwhelm, where you start freezing and procrastinating. You've got too much going on, and then if you don't tackle it at that stage, it moves on to anxiety attacks, panic attacks, which are into the realms of mental health challenges, which clearly we want to avoid. Now, I've been there before, and the analogy I'm talking about here, if you don't release that pressure, the pipe bursts, and often that's you or your business that breaks down. And it's hard enough succeeding in business. You've got a 1 in 10 chance of succeeding according to national statistics, so it's pretty slim at the best of times. You don't need things like this making that statistic even harder to kind of overcome. And I've been there before. I've lost business partners, and I've always been bankrupt because of my inability to manage these emotions. And there's no coincidence in the past 10 months since doing this running vlog that which is my release mechanism, I've been more productive and made more progress than I have done in the previous 4 years. So hopefully that's enough social proof to show this stuff works. So my pledge to you is that if you are struggling with these emotions, drop me a message, okay? There's no catch here. This vlog is completely charitable. There's no monetization of it. And all I'm doing is trying to help people. So reach out, drop me a message. We'll jump on a call, no catch. And I'll give you a few hints and tips that have worked so profoundly in my life that I'm adamant are transferable to yours. And we'll get you back on the right path. So don't be shy. Often help is often available. You just have to be brave enough to ask. It's often easier going to a stranger than nearest and dearest, and contrary to what many people believe, you don't have to pay for it. So reach out, I'll help you wherever I can. As I always said, if this vlog just helps one person or saves just one business, it's been 1,000,000% worthwhile. So that's all from me today. As always, if you like this episode, give it a like, a comment and a subscribe. If you want to see similar content, check out the links in my bios where you can access my blog, my vlog, or my podcast, and everything's catalogued nice and neatly by playlist, so you can find relevant information to you, hopefully nice and easily. Please subscribe to my daily email updates where I'll email you about each episode so that you can listen to which ones you want and ignore the ones you don't want. And all that's left to say is stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.